Good morning. My name is Justin, and this is and this is what should I learn today. I'm also known as F2P solo Q, and let's start.
Sa ngayon, tanging
si Faith Del Mundo.
Ikinababahala ng mga doktor at health experts sa
Okay,
Japan ang
so
pagdami ng kaso ng streptococcal toxic shock syndrome o STSS. Sa pinakahuling tala,
Well,
higit isang
I
libo
also
na
do
tinamaan
art.
ng naturang sakit sa Japan.
I also do art.
Simula noong
I would
Enero
want
hanggang
to,
noong June 9.
if
Mas
my
mataas kung
music
ang
career will not
sa buong
take off, I will want
2023.
to be an artist, or someone who does animations on the side, or
at ilang bansa
games.
sa Europe simula noong 2022. Ang streptococcal toxic shock syndrome
This
o
one is
STSS
more of a study
ay
of
isang
the
rare
art
pero
itself,
seryosong
not
bacterial infection
actually about
na
drawing.
dulot ng flesh-eating bacteria na Streptococcus pyogenes.
But let's see
Nagsisimulang
what we
sakit
can
sa
do.
isang sugat na kapag napabayaan, nagkaka-impeksyon at pumapasok sa dugo. Nagdudulot din ito ng pharyngitis o pamamaga ng likod ng ngana-ngana. Ayon sa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, ilan sa mga sintomas ng STSS ang lagnat, pananakit ng muscles, pagkahilo at pagsusuka. Madalas nitong tamaan ang mga immunocompromised o mahihina ang resistensya. Nakamamatay ang STSS. Kaya nitong kumitil ng buhay ng tao sa loob lang ng 48 oras. 3 sa kada 10 nagkakasakit nito namamatay.
Let's start by learning about art from the internet.
May mga naitatala na raw talagang kaso, pero madalang lang. Sa ngayon, hindi naman daw dapat magpagkakala ng publiko. May gamit naman daw para rito. Partikular ang mga antibiotics. Wala pang kami.
Artsy people. But really, art is for anyone who wants to experience it, and it's often in more places than we might realize. Songs you like, movies you watch, poems, theater, even a quilt that your grandmother made. All of that and more is art. So you might be wondering, well, then what is art? How do I define it? Well, that's tough. Art's been around for thousands of years, and through the ages it's evolved in a number of different ways. And the reasons for creating it vary from person to person depending on any number of factors. So defining art is pretty tricky, and it's something that's been debated throughout history.
Actually, in my opinion, I think there's no one definition of art. If I go to UP Diliman, which I graduated there, you can actually get the feeling that their definition of art is more of everything. Everything is art. But nowadays, people do not really do see that. When they think of art, they think of a specific part of artistry that are put into their brains. But as an anthropology student, I do vow to actually clarify that with people, because art is not just the things that you see on the museums. Art is everything that is human. Everything that humans do is art.
There just isn't one agreed upon definition. However,
I do not have the intention of, I do not know of any person named Art to do.
many believe that art is anything that stirs emotion in you. Now, the emotions that get stirred up depend entirely on your own history, your story, everything that comes together to make up who you are. And because of this, 3 different people can experience the same piece of art and have wildly different reactions to it. One person might think it's the most beautiful thing they've ever seen, the second person might hate it, and the third might not feel much of anything at all. And
I think people do see art as the high art that is on the museums, the artists on Twitter and everywhere, the performing artists who people think are weird people. I think that's where the disconnect is. But everything you do, in theory is actually art. So if ever you just scribble something, it's coming out of somewhere. So it's actually coming out from your mind wanting to create something to express itself. And I think we should actually get out of that politicalized art, and so much as do see art as something not just for the weird, or not just for the high and mighty, the rich, who have really weird ideations of what the world is and of art in extension.
None of them would be wrong. Everyone's entitled to their own preferences and feelings when it comes to art. You know, the way you feel about your favorite song could be the same way that someone else feels about their favorite sculpture. And even though you might not like that sculpture, it can be valuable to consider why that person enjoys it so much. You may learn something about them and maybe even yourself. The term art is really just a label. Over the years, a lot of people have tried to classify what it is or what it isn't, but that's not really what art is about.
In my opinion, also in the Philippines, we call art versus handicrafts. I think there is an economic side to that. The labeling, especially when it comes to industrializing the things that we do, so that people can actually get money out of what they do, and so that the government can actually provide service to a certain label, simplifying things. However, what it does is that it also added an economic pressure to poor people to actually think of, it's handicraft, it's not art, it's cheap. I think we have to get out of that mentality as of now.
It's about your personal experience with it and the meaning that you draw from it. Everyone reacts to art differently and has the potential to grow and learn from it. It gives us the opportunity to tell stories, record history, and tap into our emotions in a way that few other things can.
Goodwill Community Foundation, creating opportunities for a better life.
I've reacted to that video. Makaka-copyright na naman yung video ko sa YouTube. Let's try TikTok.
Shoulder lane ng highway para maging lakaran at sakayan ng mga tao.
Kumbaba na
Poste, inigal ng tinayo dahil wala raw itong permit mula sa local government. Wala rin daw itong posible ng city council at wala rin itong
Also, if you want some other things that I might not be knowledgeable enough to actually learn. Usually I learn through the internet. It's just that I think it actually helps children right now, because all the information is actually on the internet. It's just that people do not appreciate the information more than the competitive edge or the technology side of things, wherein they really want to be the first, and where they really get overwhelmed by everything. But there's a very good side to the internet in terms of initial research, where you will go, where and then the things that you do, you just need to clarify it, especially when it comes to trends trends. Trends are really big right now. So it's being gatekept by very few people. However, I think you should not be, if ever you just want to know about something, you should not be intimidated by these big things. It might be a personal learning goal, not something that is gonna be reacted to by someone else or a group, like because it's not on the trend. But it's always helpful if you know something else or something that is very new to you. I'm not an I'm not a professional artist, but I also do visual art. So I think I'm quite knowledgeable on the subject, but I'm also a student. And it's really fun to talk to a lot of people, but I tend to not talk to people who are currently professional because they have this weird competitive edge kind of mentality, and it's all that gatekeeping is messing with it.
Hindi ko na maayat basta. Kaya nabutan kami ng poste. Aabot.
Yung gamit ko. Ito sis, basket number 2.
Yeah, that's the class today. I think I will not have a review time. It's what it is. Art is what it's more of a perspective on things, or a philosophy on what it really means. But from my perspective, art is everything you do. I mean, more or less everything you do. And unfortunately, I tend not to go into the dark side of everything, because there is a dark side to everything. Let's just not go there. But if every scribble that you do is already a part of art, and it's gonna be your footprint on the world, and if ever some other people will study art at this time, your work is gonna be part of it. It's gonna be the reason why, or the reason why it will be called our time versus their time. So if that makes sense. And thank you very much.
Si Mercedes nakatikiman ng